I love you, bitch.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you, especially today because my channel is 1 year old. I am so happy to be here. This is just, I don't even know what to say. Like, I never ever would have dreamed that this would have turned into what it has turned into. And like, I'm at a loss for words at like how thankful I am that you guys are all here, especially right now, because like you guys have seen me go through some very low lows these last like few-ish months. But I feel like I'm really coming out on top of them now, and I feel the best I have in a really long time. But I'm so happy that you guys are here and that you guys have stuck around. Because honestly, the majority of you guys have been here for almost a year, because John featured me on his channel in like August or something. So like, you guys have been here for almost the entire time, and anybody who came after, thank you. Like, I just love having this community, and it's such a kind, cool place, and I'm really proud of it, and I love you all. And so yeah, happy first birthday to us. It's so cool. I'm so excited. That being said, because it is my first YouTube, and what do I have on my glass? I don't know what it is. It's something. Whatever. Because it is my first YouTube birthday, I am doing my first live stream tonight. We're gonna have a little party. It's going to be at 6:30 Mountain Time, to 8 Mountain Time. And bring your snacks, bring your beverages, bring whatever. I'm gonna be wearing a party hat. I'm really excited. I don't fully know what I'm gonna be doing yet. We'll figure that out. I've also never done a live stream before, so we'll figure that out as we go along as well. But yeah, I just want to hang out with whoever wants to hang out, and I am really looking forward to it. And yeah, thank you again for being around for a year. There's a giveaway at the end of this video for the birthday of the channel as well, so stick around for that. And yeah, let's just get into what this video is actually about, which is me. I'm recreating my very first video, which was my video about weight loss surgery and my experience with it. I rewatched that video the other day and I hated it. I left a lot of stuff out. It was my first video, so like, I'm not hating on myself too hard, but like, it was my first video. I left a lot of stuff out. There's a really annoying ringing sound in the back from my old microphone, and yeah, I just feel like I could have done a lot better. And I also said I was going to be doing this, and I asked for questions on my Instagram like a week or two ago. So I'm going to answer those at the end. If you guys still have any questions after this video, I'm going to link my whole weight loss playlist wherever it needs to go, and so you can reference those, because I've done a lot more videos on my weight loss surgery since then. And yeah, so let's just get into it. And if this is the first video of mine that you are seeing, I just want to preface all of this by saying I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy in September 2018, and I have lost and successfully kept off 100 pounds. If you don't know what vertical sleeve gastrectomy is, or VSG as I'm going to refer to it for the rest of this video because that is a mouthful, it is, let me get my teaching aid here, it is a form of weight loss surgery where they essentially remove 7/8 of your stomach and leave you with this little tube of a stomach for you, and it helps you consume less food and lose weight. They basically like stick kind of like a tube thing down into your stomach, and they cut around where the tube is, and then they stitch you up, and that's all she wrote. So yeah, that's what I had done. This is my pillow. It has the date of my surgery on the back. It's so cute. I really wish I could link where I got this from, but I'm pretty sure the shop is closed on Etsy, but I will double check before I post this video because it's so cute and you can customize them. Like, come on. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. So I really wanted to dig deeper into my life before I had surgery, because I feel like the decision to get weight loss surgery should not be a easy one and it should be your very last option, and that's what it was for me. And so I just want to talk about it more because I was young when I had it. I was 21 or 22. I just turned 22. And so I kind of want to talk about more about my life and like what led up to me ultimately making this decision to have weight loss surgery. So growing up, I was always overweight. I was always obese. I was never a quote unquote normal size. And also growing up, I had tried almost everything under the sun to lose weight and nothing stuck. And I'm not going to make any excuses. I don't know why nothing stuck, just nothing stuck. And yeah, and that's it. And that's all I can say about that. But yeah, nothing worked. I tried everything, medical stuff as a kid, Weight Watchers, multiple different types, just a lot of different stuff, and nothing stuck. And when I tell people this, I get the reaction a lot of like, wow, how did your parents ever allow you to get that bad or that size or whatever? And I want to make it abundantly clear that like my parents tried so much to get me to lose weight and to get healthier. I just didn't listen. And I will stand by that as long as I need to. My parents didn't neglect me, and that's not the reason why I got so big. They tried everything. I just didn't want to listen. Hodor is going to the bathroom and covering it up really loudly. I'm gonna wait till he's out. Hodor, why are you licking the wall? Hey, psst, what are you doing? Hey. Okay, he's done. Wow, that took forever. Okay, but yeah, so I don't blame my parents at all for me getting as big as I did, because they tried to help me as much as they could. I just didn't want to listen. That's that. So yeah, please don't ask that. Like I talked about in my fat acceptance video, the highest I ever remember weighing was 315 pounds. And I was diagnosed with prediabetes at the age of 16, but I did not treat it as seriously as I should have, because, and again, my parents tried to get me to lose weight at that point too. I just didn't listen, because that was around the time it was at the exact same time that all of my chronic illness stuff started happening in high school. And teenage Megan was like, oh, just another thing to add to the pile. And I was really angsty about it, and I just didn't want to do anything about it. Luckily, it didn't turn into actual diabetes. That was a really dumb thing to do, was not worry about that. But yeah, so I talked about those in my fat acceptance video, but those, the highest I remember weighing was 315, and I was diagnosed with prediabetes at the age of 16. When I was 21 in college, that was the first time that I could really feel my weight affecting me, both psychologically and physically. It was the first time I was starting to not like how I looked in the mirror, and my weight was starting to bother me, just like body image wise. And I could also just feel my body struggling so much to do just like everyday things, like walk around campus, go upstairs, that kind of stuff. And I was already starting to feel really uncomfortable, and already being like, maybe I should change something. But around the same time, I went to a physical, and I had some routine blood work done, and it came back, and my liver wasn't functioning how it should have been for a normal 21-year-old person. I want to say it was like over functioning or something, like my enzymes were all off. And basically the letter told me that if I did not do anything about it, I could potentially develop fatty liver. And I do not want a fatty liver. I don't want the liver of an alcoholic if I'm not an alcoholic. And for some reason, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was kind of what made me start really evaluating my life. And I distinctly remember sitting up really late at night thinking, Megan, what are you unhappy about in your life, and can you change it? And the answer to that question was my weight, and the answer to the second question was yes, I can absolutely change that. And me knowing that I had tried just about everything I could by myself, made the really hard decision, because I'm a very stubborn person, made the really hard decision to bring medical intervention into the situation. because I needed it. And I did a shit ton of research on the different kinds of weight loss surgeries that exist. And I ultimately came to the decision that I wanted to consult doctors about having vertical sleeve gastrectomy. And after I made that decision for myself, I told my parents, I was like, hey parents, I want to have this done. They were both very supportive of it. And literally like the next day, I called the bariatric program in my hometown and scheduled an appointment. Like literally the next day. So one thing I really lacked on in my first video about this was kind of elaborating what the entire pre-op process was like, because it is a pretty extensive process. And I want to preface all this by saying that I am and was extremely privileged that my dad had extremely good health insurance that allowed me to get this surgery, because it is a very expensive surgery out of pocket. I want to say it starts at like $15,000 or something out of pocket in America. And yeah, that being said, I do think it's covered by most insurances. I get that question a lot. I do think it's covered by most insurances. I want to say that they kind of treat it like birth control, because like they're fronting the cost of like this preventative procedure and they're eliminating costs of potential health problems down the road. I want to say that, don't hold me to it, but like I have seen it on more and more insurances being covered. Yeah, I just wanted to preface it with that. Because in order to have this covered by insurance, I had to go through a 6-month weight management program before surgery started. My first day at the clinic, I weighed in at 309 pounds. I haven't said that out loud. I don't know why that hits me more than 315, but like 309 hits me more for, I don't know why. But yeah, I weighed in at 309 and my first appointment was with the obesity science doctor at my clinic. She kind of gave me all my options, and I had already told her that like I pretty much knew I wanted to have VSG, and she was totally game for it, and we started talking about that. And so in order to get approved for surgery on their end and by insurance, I had to go through a 6-month weight management program documented with her. I had to see the surgeon's PA because I'm from a really small town and our clinic was pretty small. And so we didn't have like a full-time surgeon that just worked for that clinic. The surgeons that did the procedures up at home they came up from the Lower Peninsula of Michigan for a week every month and did surgeries within that frame of time. So in the meantime, I would meet with the PA. I had to meet with her. I had to meet with a nutritionist, I believe 3 times. I had to have an endoscopy, a psychological evaluation. I had to go to physical therapy, and what else did I have to do? And I had to lose about 10% of my body weight. That was the stipulation. And I should say that in order to qualify for bariatric surgery, typically you have to be at least 100 pounds overweight and or have a BMI of 40 or over. Hearing all this was required was really overwhelming and kind of disheartening because I was like ready. At least I thought I was, and I was not, because this 6 months helped me to fix my mindset and relationship towards food completely. And that is something that absolutely needs to be done before you have this surgery, because food is no longer going to be able to serve as a comfort for you for a really long time, if ever again. And so you need to be able to switch your mindset surrounding food. So I'm really happy I had to do this program before I actually had surgery. And the physical therapy that they mentioned, I think for some patients it actually would be physical therapy, like getting things moving again and increasing mobility and that kind of stuff. But I was like pretty mobile, and so for me physical therapy was like going to a trainer basically, and so that was really awesome as well. The psychological exam basically was, for me and my program, was a list of questions that you had to answer, and then I did an interview with a psychologist, and I think this was to screen for any underlying psychological issues that might prevent you from getting like the full benefits from the surgery, or that the surgery could harm, so like things like eating disorders, that kind of stuff. I was already like uncomfortably close with my mental health status. And so I knew this wasn't going to be a problem for me, but I'm really happy that it is such a serious thing in the bariatric program, because since I've like started losing weight and since I've lost weight, I have learned that weight loss is like 80% psychological, like 20% everything else. And so I think it's a very, very important part of this process is to get your psychological screening. The endoscopy was basically just to make sure that like you didn't have any funny business happening in your stomach that might get in the way when they went in to do the surgery. And I think they were also checking for hiatal hernias, which are common in obese people. I did not have one. I was really happy about that. For me, my endoscopy went fine. Basically just like the best nap I've taken in forever. They give you some kind of drug that makes you sleep very hard. And oh my God, it was amazing. It was great. But yeah, so that's what those were all about. And over the course of the 6 months, I actually did Weight Watchers, or WW now. And that in conjunction with having the accountability of meeting with my doctor and meeting with my nutritionist and everybody else, I was able to lose 40 pounds before surgery. And I get asked a lot, why didn't you just keep going that way? And that's because I was working towards the goal of having surgery. Like, that's why I did it. And I wanted to see it through. Got to see it through, my boy. Got to see it through. After all of that was done and I was approved for surgery by the surgeon and the PA and everybody else who needed to approve it, it was time for me to enter into the 2-week pre-op diet, which I don't know how else to describe this except by saying it was like medical Nutrisystem. It was gross. I did not like it, but I did it. The whole point of it was basically to shrink this, like your liver, to like reduce swelling in your liver, I think, because your stomach is behind your liver, and so they wanted to have like ample room to get the piece of your stomach out because it is laparoscopic. And so that's why you had to do that. It was not fun, but I have heard from many people that a lot of programs make you do a 2-week liquid diet post-op or pre-op, and I am so sorry if you are one of those people. So my surgery happened on September 10th, 2018, exactly 3 days after my 22nd birthday. And everything went really well, surgery-wise. My surgeon told me my liver was beautiful, which honestly meant a lot to me because, like, my liver was one of the things giving me problems, and so it was nice to hear that I had a beautiful liver. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The first like 12 to 16 hours after surgery were horrendous. And that's because I had some kind of a reaction to the anesthesia. I hadn't been under anesthesia since I was a kid. And so I got really, really nauseous. And it was to the point where like I couldn't feel relief unless I was like gagging. And so I would like drink water like forcibly to make myself gag to feel relief, which like, hey, can we not? Which I don't recommend doing that. That's not healthy. That's not a good thing to do, but I felt miserable. Oh my goodness. And I also couldn't fucking pee for whatever reason. And so they had to put a catheter in me, and it was really embarrassing because the male nurse who put my catheter in was really hot, and I was like, wow, you're just like all up in my stuff right now. And like, I know that's your job, but like, you're really attractive and I don't want you here. Molly, go away. You're being weird. I don't want you here to help me pee. The relief I felt with that catheter, unmatched. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it was needed. This might be TMI, but I don't really care anymore. Like, I talk about pooping on here. Like, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. But at about 2 to 3 a.m., after the day of my surgery, my nausea just completely broke. And I was fine. I pooped. I was able to walk around the floor a lot, and so I was discharged and sent home. And so this is where we get into the post-op diet, which is arguably the most notorious thing about weight loss surgery, is the post-op diet. For good reason, because it is an absolute experience. For 2 weeks after my surgery, I was on a clear liquid diet, which meant I drank nothing but Gatorade, protein shakes, and water. I was an absolute gremlin, and I had not drank Kool-Aid since then, up until I had COVID in April or May, whenever that was. I will never drink Gatorade unless absolutely necessary because I am traumatized from that experience. And this was the absolute worst part for me of the post-op diet. hands down. After I got cleared from that, I moved on to pureed phase. So in this phase of the post-op diet, I ate a lot of Greek yogurt. At this point, I could eat like half of like a little cup of it and I was completely full. I made pureed egg salad, pureed chicken salad. I dabbled in baby food. I ate applesauce. I ate peanut butter. I made ricotta bakes, which are really good. I think I still have a Pinterest board of like bariatric friendly like post-op foods. I'll link that down below if I still have it. I was also still drinking protein shakes, as much water as I could. But I also, towards the end of it, got to the point where I was like, Megan, if it's chewed enough, it's pureed. And don't think like that. That was stupid. That was really dumb. Don't do that. After pureed stage, I graduated onto soft foods. So soft foods meant I could start incorporating things like scrambled eggs and cottage cheese. Soft foods, I think, had to last a minimum of like 2 to 3 weeks. But then you could kind of eventually just start gradually adding in normal foods back in. And I think I was back eating normal foods after like 2.5 or 3 weeks after I graduated onto soft foods. Granted, once I did move on to normal foods, I could eat maybe 3 to 5 bites of a meal and I would be completely full. So that's how that went. I think for me, the post-op process lasted about 2.5 to 3 months until I was eating normal foods again. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say that's about how long it was. And I do know that every program does vary in terms of how they do post-op, but that's just how mine worked. I didn't know where else to fit this in, but I do get asked about drinking a lot. And so I just didn't drink for 9 months over this whole process. I chose not to drink over the 6 months of me being in the weight management program because it just wasn't conducive to what I was trying to do. And then I couldn't drink for 3 months after surgery. And then I was cleared to drink, and I'm very much still a lightweight. And that kind of brings me to my portion sizes. My portion sizes have definitely gotten bigger because I'm almost 3 years out now. But they're still a lot smaller compared to average, and I'm constantly reminded of that when I go out to eat with someone else, or I don't know, like eat something outside of like the normal core group of foods that I eat. I'm still eating like a toddler, basically. You basically just have to like accept the fact that your stomach has like thoughts and feelings and that you need to honor them, much like me and yourself. So yes, we all have thoughts and feelings and we need to honor them. And same goes for your stomach after weight loss surgery. So kind of drawing some conclusions about this whole process now that I am like almost 3 years out and I can consume a normal amount of calories again. The first conclusion is that this is absolutely the best thing I've ever done for myself. It literally saved my life. I do not know where I would be now. I don't know what I would have done, but I absolutely needed this. And yeah, this was the best thing I've ever done for myself. That being said, when I told some people in my family and just in my personal life that I was getting this done, I did get some backlash because they thought I was taking the easy way out. And I need you all to know that this is not easy. It's not an easy way out by any means, as you are having a permanent modification done to your body to make you eat less. And the physical and emotional components that come along with that are a lot. And that's why you need to be absolutely sure that you're ready for this. And then, like where I'm at now, when you can start eating a normal amount of calories again, that's when you have to start calorie counting and exercising and be on top of that even more, because that's when people slip back, and that's why you see so many people gaining their weight back after weight loss surgery. I would 100% recommend this to anybody who is absolutely positive they are ready to make this like life-altering decision, because that's what it is. Because you are going to be you're going to be like this way for the rest of your life. And so like I don't think my stomach will ever go back to normal again. I don't think that's possible. But you just have to remember that it's something that you are going to have to honor for the rest of your life. And if you are ready to make that commitment and that decision, then I say 100% go for it, or at least explore your options, because like I said, this saved my life. Okay, so I'm going to go into the questions that I was asked on Instagram about weight loss surgery. That being said, like I said, if you have any other questions, be sure to check out my weight loss playlist, or just leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. I also know I have some people who have also had this surgery following me and subscribed to me, so maybe they can help you too. My Discord's also a really great place, so yes. Let's see, Bewitched asked, how are you feeling now? Do you feel content with your success? Any fears of regain? I had VSG in February and my loss has slowed a lot and I'm stressed. Okay, question 1. I feel great now. I do experience a lot of imposter syndrome when it comes to my weight loss and not feeling content in it, but I kind of have to step back and realize, like, Megan, you have lost 100 pounds. That is a big fucking deal, you know? And so I am really proud of myself for doing this and for having this success, and I am content in my success. I do want to lose a little bit more weight, but I've honestly kind of come to the point where I just care about being healthy and feeling healthy, and that's where I'm at now. As for fear of regain, I fear regain, but also I'm in complete control over not gaining my weight back. And I know that's easier said than done, believe me. But yeah, and if you had surgery in February, let me see, when was this sent in? Okay, so if you had surgery in February 3 weeks ago, that was still like June-ish. I started plateauing like 3 or 4 months out from surgery. That's normal. I always tell people, your body is going through a lot of change, a lot of everything, and it's just trying to catch up. So all you can really do is just keep doing what you're doing, and you're gonna start losing again, I promise. If you are doing everything you should be doing, you're gonna start losing again. But yeah, plateaus are completely normal. Just keep doing what you're doing. I know it's really hard and it seems really discouraging, but like you'll come out of it, I promise. Did Siempre Vida did you talk to a doctor and was it hard-hitting at the conversation? I did talk to my GP about it. I kind of approached it as like, I'm going to have this done, because I didn't really need a referral to have it done. And so I just went for it. And they were all really receptive to it. They were supportive of it. Yeah, it was great. I would definitely recommend making your decision ahead of time and then going to your doctor and being like, hey, I really want to have this done, or I am going to have this done, and talk to them about it that way and see how they can help you. Yes, I did bring it up to my doctor. What is the lowest weight at which someone can get VSG? I honestly don't know the lowest weight, but like I said, the lowest BMI is 40, or you typically have to be 100 pounds overweight. Katie B, she asks, she's a friend of mine from school, excess skin removal, thoughts, opinions, fun facts. I want excess skin removal real bad, but it's really expensive, so it'll happen when it happens. But right now I'm just learning to love my body as it is, because it's done a lot for me and it's really strong and resilient, and I love it for that. So Sydney Duke asks, what has the most challenging change you've had to make before and after VSG? I think the most challenging change I have had to make is your eyes are always bigger than your stomach. And so I take way too much food. You will forever take too much food. I take too much food, and I'm just learning how to like manage my portions better for what I can actually eat is hard. But also, when you get bariatric surgery, your entire metabolic system changes. So your taste buds change. And now my sweet tooth is a savage. So like learning how to like curb that has been so hard. Because I really didn't have a sweet tooth before. I was more of like a savory person. And yeah, that's been the hardest change for me to deal with, is that. If you could change, Sydney again asked, if you could change certain things you did or didn't do, what would they be? Take more before and after pictures, 100%. The only before picture I have is the night before I had surgery, so it was already 40 pounds down. I have pictures like just in life when I was at my highest, but like I really wish I would have taken like a before picture, and also just like progress pictures as well. That's one thing I really wish I would have done differently. Other than that, like I don't moved more after surgery because I had to go to the ER because of a blood clot scare, so that was scary. Walk around, even though it's really hard, I know. But yeah, those are probably the two big things I wish I would have done differently. And last, Vicky Zhang asks, who would you not recommend to get VSG? So I kind of already talked about this. I'd recommend it to anybody who is absolutely positive this is what they want. And I would also not recommend it to people who have not exhausted all of their options already. This is a very permanent big change. It's not easy. It's not cheap. And it's something that you will have to keep tending to for the rest of your life. I also wouldn't recommend it to people who do have psychological things that they need to get under control before, because while I didn't have an ED or anything like that, my body image now is quite honestly worse than it was before I lost weight. And I think that's something that you need to be prepared for, because your body is going to look different and it's not going to look how you thought it was going to, because it doesn't just snap into a skinny body. And so my biggest person I would not recommend this to is people who have not exhausted all of their options before having surgery, because it is a very big decision that I had to make at a very young age. But other than that, if you're ready, then I say fucking go for it. Okay, so giveaway time. I'm doing a little giveaway for my first YouTube birthday present to one of you guys. I'm giving away a 40-ounce Simple Modern water bottle in this exact print. We will be matching. This thing keeps me hydrated like no other. And I mean that. Like, no other water bottle has enticed me to drink out of it as much as this one has. So you're going to get one of these. And then the winner will also get to pick any piece of merch that they want out of my store, and I will have it ordered and shipped to them. But yeah, those are the two prizes. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to the channel, be 18 and older, or have a parent's permission to enter, and leave a comment below with a way to contact you. Like, I would prefer Instagram or Twitter, because that's just the easiest way. And yeah, it's open worldwide, because I love you all so much. Like, I can't tell you how weird this year has been it's been weird for everybody. Like, let's be real. I started this because I was bored in lockdown. But having this platform of people to just talk to on here and on Discord and whatever, it's just been incredible. And it's been like a pipe dream come true, honestly, because I wanted to start a YouTube channel for forever. I'd been thinking about it for literally 10 years. And if you would have told 14-year-old Megan that she would have a YouTube channel of 16,500 people when she would, in 10 years, she would not believe you. And she would think that's the coolest thing ever. And if you would have told her that those same people, like, are just so kind and accepting of her and everybody else in the community, she would also be very excited. And 24-year-old Megan is also very excited about that. I love what we've built here, and I'm so excited to keep going. And I love the support that you all have for each other, and obviously the support for me means more than I will ever be able to put into words. The fact that this has helped my Etsy store take off, which for me as a creator, seeing people interact and enjoy the things that I make is the world to me. Like, it's everything to me. And and having people tell me that I feel like a virtual friend or a virtual big sister is also everything to me, because that's the whole reason I started this channel, is to make people feel like they are less lonely in the things that they're going through in life, and just like less lonely in general, because I feel like we can all use that right now. Because although we're kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, we're still very much in the tunnel. And I had a lot of virtual friends and a lot of virtual big sisters growing up as an only child, and I'm so happy that I can be that for you guys. And I'm so happy that it resonates with you guys. And every single DM that I get makes my heart so happy when I get people telling me that. And yeah, I just thank you from the bottom of my heart for sticking with me for this year. And I'm so excited to see where this goes. And hi to all the new people that may be coming to this video who want more information about weight loss surgery. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I'm pretty responsive on there. Leave a comment down below. I will do my best to answer them. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all so much. Stay kind. Be kind to yourself. Drink your water. Take your meds. All that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.